Hi, girls and boys, boys and girls. Isn't this a beautiful young lady? I'll tell you what, I read this book. It's called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, a tale from the Brothers Grimm, translated by Randall Jarrell. It's a Caldecott Award book nominee. Now remember, anytime you see a silver medallion on a book, that means it's a Caldecott book, which means that the illustrations, the drawings and the paintings and everything in here are top notch. They're the best that's been published. So this is a Caldecott Award book. It's not the winner, but it's an award book. But it's okay. Now, in this book, it tells about, it's a fairy tale. So it's fiction, right? Because you know, fiction is not facts, right? It's something somebody thought up. Well, in this book, there's a queen, and she's sitting in her castle, and she's sewing some stuff. And she pricks her finger, and 3 drops of blood fall down onto the snow. And she says, you know what? I'd like to have a daughter, and I'd like for her to be fair as snow, pure and white, have red on her cheeks, and have black hair, like the window I'm sitting in. Well, guess what? She does have a little daughter. She calls her Snow White because her skin is white, fair like snow. She has rosy red cheeks, and she has black hair. But you know what? The queen dies. The baby's still there. The king marries another lady. She doesn't like Snow White, so she hires a guy to go out in the woods and kill her. The hunter takes her out into the woods, but he doesn't kill her. She says, oh, please don't kill me. I promise I won't come back if you let me go. So she finds a house. The house has got 7 dwarfs in it, 7 little men. She goes in there. You have to find out all the stuff about it, but they let her stay there. They love her. They keep her and everything. The old witch has the stepmother has a mirror in her room, and she goes in and looks in it, and she says, hey, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? And the mirror says, well, not you. it's your stepdaughter, Snow White. So she said, where are they? Where is she? She finds out where she is. She gets all dressed up and everything. She goes out there. The dwarfs tell her, hey, don't let anybody in because they might hurt you. So, just like your mom and dad tell you, don't let anybody in. Well, the 7 dwarfs told Snow White not to let anybody in. But she does. Find out what the queen does to her. She hurts her. Anyway, the 7 dwarfs come home. They fix her up. She's okay again. They said, now, Snow White, don't let anybody else in. Queen goes back, says, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? He says, Snow White. So, well, wait a minute, I thought I took care of Snow White. So she gets dressed up again, comes back to something else, dips a comb in some poison, comes back, gives it to Snow White, she tricks her again. Dwarfs come home, Snow White's in bad shape, they fix her up. So the lady goes home, the queen goes home, asks the mirror, mirror tells her the same thing. She poisons an apple, brings it back to Snow White. Snow White bites it. She dies. The dwarfs make a coffin out of glass. They write gold stuff on it. Anyway, they put her up on a mountain because she doesn't deteriorate or anything. There's a prince, a king's son, a prince comes by, and he sees Snow White in the coffin. He tells the dwarfs to let him have her, and he would love her forever. So the prince gets his workers, his servants, they start carrying Snow White on their shoulders back to his castle, and they trip. And when they trip, the apple that was stuck in Snow White's throat, it pops out. She stands up, she comes alive. They can't believe it. Boys and girls, I'm telling you what, you want to read a great book? Read this book. See what happens. See what happens if the king and the queen have to come somewhere. See if the prince and Snow White get married. See if the prince's daddy will allow him to marry Snow White, or whether they're going to send her back to her daddy and the stepmama. See what happens to the stepmama. See what happens to the mirror on the wall. Oh my goodness, boys and girls, I'm telling you what, this has got a fantastic ending. You're not going to want to miss it. So get this book. It's called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, A Tale from the Brothers Grimm, translated by Randall Jarrell. I guarantee you, you're going to love this book and you will remember it forever. So, hey, this is Mr. Dean. Thanks for joining me for another Mr. Dean's Outdoor Reading Adventures.